She really hates him, it's really true.
Testing 1 2. Testing. Welcome to My Wife Hates Me. We're in September. Probably January is when we're gonna end this podcast, unless we triple the listeners. We've given 11 years.
If one more person listens, I'm definitely quitting. I can't have anyone hearing this anymore.
Well, we have to.
This is like, it's so embarrassing on some level.
No, we did.
You don't think so? Like,
no, I mean, people.
I mean, we're not pretending. It's like, I wish we were. I wish like we came out at the end and we're like, it was all scripted, folks.
Well,
This is not a relationship.
People depend on us to get through their week.
No, they don't. No one depends on us.
Yeah,
they
do.
might listen. They might like it. They might go, oh,
We've
at least
saved.
my husband's not like that or something.
We've saved marriages. We've saved them.
I don't see how that's. I don't understand that.
We probably ended a couple too, but we saved.
But not the most important one.
Which one's that?
Ours.
We saved it. We're still going. 19 years.
We just celebrated. Well, we're going to celebrate today, but it was actually yesterday, our 19th wedding anniversary.
19th. Ay, ay, ay. That means 20 years together. That's 2 decades.
That's a lot.
10 years is a decade.
And let me tell you something. The
Go
first
ahead.
time that I ever saw you or knew of you, where you came into my consciousness, there's no fucking way you would ask that person, are you going to be married to this guy for 20 years? I'd be like, I'm never even going to talk to him.
Please, you were so fucking
No, in the
excited
beginning,
to meet me.
I saw you on Last Comic Standing, the first season, and I thought, what a dick. Like, you were smoking in front of a guy who had cancer.
Yeah, and
he
was lifting weights, and I had a bad back.
Yeah, yes. I should have known right then and there. Like, this guy just is. How could that be the same thing? Explain to me how that's the same thing.
We both.
No,
suffered.
he's just doing something you can't do. You're killing him.
I wasn't killing him.
Smoking in front of someone who has cancer is literally one of the shittiest things you could ever do. And you are fully doing it on television. Using an excuse like, well, you're working out and I have a bad back.
That was a joke.
I
though.
remember watching it going like, this guy is one of the worst people I've ever seen on television.
No, I was.
Yeah, no, I was like, this can't be a real person. It's like the jerseyness, the smoking in front of someone who's got cancer, the excuse.
You were excited to meet me. You heard I was at the cellar. You came.
I didn't
running.
heard that you're a seller.
Yeah, I didn't heard. You heard.
I didn't heard that you were at the
You
seller.
heard, and you came running down the stairs.
I didn't come running down the stairs.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yeah, you came pretty excited to see me.
I walked downstairs. I'd been meeting everyone from Last Comic. You didn't disappoint. You were still a gigantic fucking twat. You said, you're that comedian girl. I said, uh-huh. And you said, I'd hit on you, but I'm on a date.
I was with the hairdresser from The View, who's got 2 Emmys. How do you get an Emmy for hairdressing?
Oh, look at our Emmys upstairs.
Our
Raina
Emmy? Our? It's part mine now?
Well, our house Emmy. Raina took it. Raina goes, "Where's your Emmy?" She called me the night. I go, "It's downstairs in the podcast room." She goes, "Oh, my friends want to see it." So now it's upstairs. What do you think they were doing? Like giving Emmy speeches?
Yeah, they were doing something because they also went in the living room, which they never go in. So
Your sitting room. The living room is where we live.
no, that's
Nobody
the den.
goes.
That's the den.
Oh, okay.
God, that's the den where we watch TV. In
You're
the
mad
den.
that I called it the living room?
No, I'm saying you don't know.
But we don't
your
live
own
in the
house.
living room. Like, no one goes in. In fact, you've got it cordoned off. So basically, it's like a VIP section. No one can go in there.
It's like the West Wing. The West Wing. There's the East Wing and the West Wing of the White House. And we had a tour of the West Wing, which is almost impossible. So
It's pretty. It's not impossible.
it is almost to get a tour of the West Wing. You got to go through a congressman or something. We just knew somebody in the CIA, luckily. So that's you don't know. You're not American. You don't know West and East Wing protocol. To get a tour, look it up. To get a tour in the West Wing or the East Wing, you got to go. It's really tough to get a personal tour.
19 years of this, folks.
A personal tour.
19 years of this, just a non-stop patting himself on the back. Maybe that's why your back hurts. You ever think of that? You're patting yourself too hard.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, it's like
I can't help it.
It's like non-stop. What is? By the way, did anybody diagnose you last week?
What do you mean diagnose me?
Last week's clip, I said diagnose this.
No, just diagnose what? My fucking intelligence, my humor, my.
Here it goes. See, it's like it's never.
Well, I don't
it's
know. I'm
never
asking what you-
self-deprecating.
I want to know what you want diagnosed.
There's no self-deprecating in this man.
What's that on the picture?
Ew. Okay, now get close to the mic while you chew it up. 19 years of being. Thank God he goes on the road. I mean, that's really what saved us, because I actually do like talking to you on the phone. Yeah, but in person, it's very difficult. Like, you're almost a different person on the phone. You're like funny. Sometimes you say funny things. You don't take things so personally. In real life, man, just a little rat.
You're a rat.
That's professional comedian.
Yeah, just throwing it back at you. How do you like those beans?
Fantastic.
I almost killed somebody on the golf course Monday. So
Well, let's hear. Is this the story you wanted to tell?
no, but this
Oh,
story.
this is
This Trevor, he owns the Denellen Theater. Have you ever done that gig yet?
I don't know. Not sure.
So,
Once I do something, I put it out of my mind.
well, I've done it. I did it for him, and I've done a couple fundraisers there throughout the years. It's kind of cool because it's by where I grew up. It's like the next town over from Plainfield. So when I work there, I get people I went to school with and stuff. Anyhow, he invited me to play in a golf outing at this course, Warrenbrook, where I grew up playing there. I haven't played there in like 30 years. It's a tough course. So it was an outing for the VFW, which is a good cause. So we're on one hole. Now, it's a blind hole, a blind shot. You hit it, so you go over a hill, but you can't see where you're hitting it to. So you send somebody on top of the hill, one to see if the coast is clear and there's no group in front of you, and they can see where the ball goes. But they're not supposed to stand really in the line of fire, you know. Anyhow,
How do they know where the line of fire is? It could like
well, straight ahead.
shank or something.
Well, anyhow, I'm not hitting my driver well. And Trevor's girlfriend, pretty cool too. She competes in like I think weightlifting, like powerlifting and stuff. And they just went to Ireland, where she competed there and came like
Is she like a
11th.
huge person?
No, you look at her, you go, how, a regular person, not, you're going regular. And she came in, I think she said 11th in the competition, maybe the world or in whatever category, but went to Ireland to do it. And, powerlifting. And she said some of the girls are so fucking strong, that they just, she lifted a certain amount of weight one time. I don't know what it was, 300 pounds or whatever, I guess deadlift. She said some of the girls were doing it like 10 times. That's how strong they are. And anyhow, so she went up to see if the coast was clear, and she should have came back. And I got on the tee box. I go, whatever. And I hit a line drive right at her, and it hit the cart, and you heard it like pow, hit the cart, her cart that she was sitting in. Like if that would have hit her, if that would have hit her in the head, dead, dead. And you're responsible for your golf ball. Like if you're playing somewhere and you hit a ball and it goes out of bounds and breaks a window to a house or something, or you're responsible for your golf ball. And if it would have hit her, I would have killed her. Would I have to go to jail for murder? Could I get sued? What could
Well, it's
happen?
accidental death, so no, you don't get charged for murder.
Accidental death?
Right.
Okay,
You
so-
might if you're negligent, then you might have to do some time. But I don't think in that case you were negligent.
Well,
I think you just
Oh.
it's an accidental death. It's not your fault.
what if it's negligent if they find out that I'm not hitting my driver well and I should have hit a 3-wood instead? They're going, you
I
can't
mean,
hit your
lawyers
driver.
can argue all kinds of things. I know you're being funny, but I
That
don't,
was being funny.
yeah,
Okay, say it.
some
If
golf
it,
humor. But I will say this: they could have sued you in whatever the other
Civil court?
is,
Civil.
where you like for money.
it's called civil court.
Okay.
You're the one who's pretending you're a lawyer. You should know what court. Well, it didn't hit her.
Am I
luckily.
pretending to be a lawyer right now?
Yeah. You were saying the negligence and all that bullshit. Like you've watched a couple fucking law movies or something. Luckily, it hit the cart, and you could see the dent in the cart. And I mean,
And then did you have to pay for the cart?
no, you can't. Those carts are so beat up. It's an old course. Say it hit her, and she had to go to the hospital, whatever. Do we finish the round? Do we keep playing?
Well, that's a another funny golf joke.
It's not a golf joke. It's huh? Well, anyhow, luckily it didn't hit her.
And you could finish the round.
We could finish the round.
Were you playing well up to that point?
Nah, I played well yesterday at Trump.
I thought you weren't going to tell people you played Trump.
Oh, we played Trump Colts Neck yesterday. He has 2 courses in Jersey, Bedminster and Colts Neck. The guy knows how to build. I mean, the place is beautiful. There's houses on the course that make this look like they make this look like the guest house. That's how big these houses are.
Yeah.
Like Aaron and I were playing, and we're looking at these houses and going, who lives in something this big?
I think about that too. It's like, is there multi-families living there?
No, there's not multi-families in those mansions.
I'm not talking about I'm talking about like multi-generational,
No,
It's
there's
possible.
some people that buy those houses that go to them once a year. Like if you go to golf resorts or golf places, there's houses that are gigantic that people just buy and whatever, barely
I'm
go
sorry
to
I
them.
asked such a stupid question.
Don't worry, there'll be more. It wasn't a stupid question, but the houses are so big. I'm telling you,
I mean, come on, let's move, let's pick it up. It's enough of this bullshit.
what do you mean bullshit? I'm talking
I
about
don't know.
how
I
people,
every once in a while, I imagine someone listening, and then I go, "Oh God, oh Jesus!" I almost hit somebody with there's no deeper discussion about anything. Like the deeper discussion would be like, how would you feel if you killed somebody? Which I do think about sometimes.
with a golf ball, I
Or
probably
anyway, what if you did something slightly negligent and killed somebody? My friend was getting I don't want to say what it is, but some kind of whatever. She hired somebody and she looked them up, and the first thing that came up with this person was that they had killed somebody in the
Car
person had
accident?
been texting, and
while they were driving,
while they were driving, killed somebody. They were negligent.
they go to jail.
I think they did some other time. You know what I mean?
Community service
Maybe
from
something
killing.
like that. I don't remember the whole thing. But anyway, still a young guy, and he's obviously not in prison. But it makes you think about God, it would just immediately change your whole life. And some of the things that I am doing while driving, you're like, later you'd be like, was that worth it?
What, like giving head or something?
No, that would be worth it.
Oh. Well, if I kill somebody with a golf ball, would I be able to play anymore?
Yeah, every time you go out there, would you have PTSD?
Yeah, I'm like, oh, well, I wouldn't play that course again, I'll tell you that. Yeah, I wonder. I mean, look, you're always trying to do the right things.
Like,
Sometimes you'll take
what
a
about
short.
those parents that leave their kids in the car?
Well, they're fucking idiots. You don't leave your kids in the car.
I mean, it is
Even if they're old enough.
horrific to think that you would, but you still have to live with it, even if you're that dumb. I mean, obviously, I do spacey things. Thank God, not that, but like,
Well, you left the gas on the other night on the
yes,
stove.
yes.
Well, this lady was driving
like,
with
what if the house went like God?
blew up. Not well, this lady.
And then I was the only survivor. I mean, this is just fantasizing now, but what if?
Gloria Gaynor.
I don't get it.
She sings that song, "I Will Survive."
Oh, and
Wait, I think you got a black thing in the middle of your teeth.
oh no.
Turn around. Let me see. No. Oh, now I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, well, I don't know.
Living with the regrets of doing
Oh,
something.
well, a
stupid.
lady was driving with her kid, and some other people cut her off or something, and she gave them the finger, and they shot through the window and killed the kid.
What?
Yeah. You never heard that story? Yeah.
That's got to be an urban myth.
No, that's a true story. It was on the news and everything. She gave the guys, they were, they were fucking gangbangers. And she gave them the finger and they shot through the window and it killed their kid.
Damn.
All because she gave somebody the finger. You know. Yeah, you got to be careful. You don't know where you're at. You go to some states, they have, Arizona.
Are people? It's so wild to think like people are that evil. Are people that evil? Like I never really think. Like when I'm watching a TV show where someone's just pure evil, it bugs me because I'm like, is there anyone that's just pure evil like that? Like,
Hamas.
well, they have a belief, that's not that makes it in their minds that they're not evil.
Well,
Do you know what I mean? If somebody's just
well, everybody's evil has it in their mind that they're not
no,
evil.
if you're a serial killer, you know you're evil.
well,
Just walking, just going around killing people.
well, oh, I keep forgetting what I was going to say on this intense conversation. I kill all the time on stage. Boom. Killer boss. That's what they say. He killed. What if you were in the airport talking on the phone and you walk past a cop and you talk about a show and go, I bombed last, and they hear you say bomb, boom, jail.
I don't think it's that cut and dry. I think if you were a dick to, if you were like, oh, I'm a comedian, they'd be like, oh, okay. And if you were a dick to them, they might.
Yeah.
I don't think everyone's out to fucking get you.
Oh, Gullip is corny. He goes, hey, if you know anybody, I'm looking to buy old pagers. Do you know what the story is behind that?
No.
Yesterday or the day before, I don't know how they did it, but the Mossad, the Israeli CIA, intercepted 5,000 pagers that were
Okay.
going to Hezbollah, a terrorist organization in Lebanon.
And what are they
And-
used for, like suicide bombs or something?
No, the pagers, and they planted explosives in 5,000 pagers.
Okay, that's what I was.
And then they made a text where they would all look, and they blew up 5,000 terrorists at one time. They didn't all die; only like 10 died.
Oh,
But-
wait. Oh. Israel put the bombs or the
The Mossad.
explosives
Yeah,
into the pagers. Now, why were the pagers going?
they were going to.
They're still
Terrorist
using pagers?
Yeah, they don't.
They want to take over the world, but they're still...
Well, they were a terrorist group, and they know phones could be tracked.
Oh.
So, I mean, it's crazy. War nowadays is the technology.
Well, they're gonna have to go back to. It's so funny. Like when you're a spy, now everything can be tracked. They have to go back to literally like
Pigeons.
no, a paper, and then you eat the paper after.
So
They have to
everybody,
go back to medieval times in order to get around it.
and people will find out. I mean, these are terrorists, Hezbollah terrorists that also blew up American. Whatever. I don't want to get into it, but people go, "Oh, that's evil." Oh, really? To blow up terrorists is evil? I don't know. It's just the world. I'm trying to back away from all this shit, but people are evil, like you say. Serial killers. Serial killers. I mean, that show's coming back out, Mindhunter.
Really, not on Netflix.
The third season. I don't know what's coming. It's probably coming back on Netflix. Well, I don't know.
Well, the thing about paying attention to the news, I think, is that it doesn't help you in a day-to-day. Like you get the information anyway. I didn't hear the pager thing, but I just heard it. Like you get the information anyway.
Well,
Do you know what I'm saying? It's like you don't need to fill your brain with such negative shit constantly every day. You're not supposed to know that many bad things that are going on all the time. And it's not like
well,
good
when you come
things.
across a good story, it makes you smile.
Right, but how often is that? That's rare. Instead, the good story is in your everyday life of like, oh, this is like a great cup of coffee. Oh, we made it 19 years. Like, I did it. I should get an award. I should get another Emmy
You?
for that. What you really? I love that you think you've been somehow put upon in this marriage.
I'm put upon. I'm not put upon.
You feel like
Give and take.
you've had to overcome so much for this. You've
Not
had to
overcome.
give up. What have you had to give up? What do you miss?
I was quite the eligible bachelor back in the
Well,
day.
this is the thing. You get married and you find someone because it starts to get creepy
Yeah, it does.
to go from,
Hotel to hotel.
I mean, and it's fairly lonely, I'm sure.
Yeah,
You have to-
we have a family, a nice
Now you
house.
can at least text the person in the next room.
That's what I do. What the fuck?
Okay, so
They
what?
shot-
So
they-
what do you feel? You now imagine yourself this age, but never having gotten married the second time. And how do you feel? You feel good?
I don't know. I mean,
You're living in
oh,
a shithole. You're wearing your True Religion jeans.
I think
you're-
I would be in my Levi's by then. Okay, and I was never in a shithole.
Okay, you'd still be in the condo.
Probably not.
Yeah. There's no possible way. You would still be in the condo with still exactly the same furniture. Exactly. You would have done no upgrades whatsoever. It would be neat and disgustingly dirty.
No,
Yes.
no.
Yeah.
First of all, if it's not broken, don't fix it. You ever hear that?
I've heard it. Yes.
Okay. So if I was single in the condo, that's what a single person lives in.
Yeah,
You don't need
okay.
a house. I had everything in it. If I was single, I had a workout room in the base in the downstairs.
Right. But you'd also like two of the rooms would be filled with shoes and
No,
shelves.
I'd have
I asked you if we could get a shelf in the garage for like when we bring groceries in and stuff.
and I put
Within a minute, that shelf was up, and it made me realize like he loves. I think the whole addiction thing. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Is really about the shelving.
I have a new shelf
He
to put my
loves
room.
shelves, and then he has to buy stuff to put on the shelves.
No, I have a new shelf I got to put in my room.
He won't throw a shelf out. Refuses to do it. It's I think the addiction, among other things, but it's the shelving. You love your whole room is wall to wall shelving.
No, there's a lot. I have a new one I got to put up.
And he's got shoes in. I mean, it is packed tight in there. Packed tight. Because Rich He doesn't like to throw it. I cleaned out a little bit of the garage the other day.
I had to go.
And he went into the garbage and pulled some stuff out of the garbage, like a piece of tin.
She threw out stuff without asking me. Who does that? It's not your stuff. You can't just throw it out. Did you throw out her hockey stick that she never played? I bought her all this field hockey stuff and she never played it.
We'll take it back to that secondhand store. They buy stuff.
What am I going to get? $4? Donate it.
No, but I mean, then somebody can go buy something for cheaper than new.
Well, the fact is, you can't throw out stuff that you don't know what it is. I mean, cleaning up the garage looks good. The garage looks great now.
It was a couple of pieces of tin.
No.
I'm not kidding.
No, she threw out sterling silver from Tiffany's, where you put your kid's first tooth in.
They say the date on it.
No, they don't.
Yes, it does.
No,
and
I'll
it's
go.
like a CD. It's like,
No, it's from Tiffany's. I'm going to give it to whatever.
who are you giving it to?
Jessica or Ellen. For
They
their
don't
Tiffany's.
want it.
Oh,
they
do.
don't want, guaranteed they don't want.
You don't throw out stuff.
The reason that you didn't give it to them when you took it out last time was because it either has a date on it.
No, I forgot
There's
to.
something, and it's like a CD. It's like it's not modern.
It's you don't like memorabilia. You don't like saving things. In my photo album,
You like saving things, but not saving things. It's so funny.
in my photo album.
You like things better than animals or people.
in my album, one of my albums.
Like, this is him with the dog every night. Get away. Get out. Get away, get out.
I'm trying to relax. The cat.
No,
I drink
he's
coffee.
scared
in the
that
morning.
he's going to get a tick. It's like, isn't that sad?
No.
That you can't enjoy love because of fear. Like, fear is overtaking any kind of enjoyment in life.
Welcome to Doctor Talk.
You're
with
you're
Psychology Talk
living a
with Bob.
life, a fear-based life. I just
No,
think
I
that's so
don't.
sad.
No.
It's so
that's
sad
where
that
you're
you
wrong.
couldn't. A dog is there
Then
to
I'm
give
over.
you love and to let you feel those emotions freely without any kind of like judgment.
Oh, first of all,
And
I don't live
you
with
won't
that.
take it up on it. You're like, nope.
I pet the dog. And
I
play
hear
with the
you
dog.
at night to the cat. Get out.
Yeah, the cat, because the goddamn cat sheds all over. I play with the cat. I like the cat and I like the dog. The cat in the morning when I'm drinking coffee will come up on the table and put his ass by me, and hair will fly, and I don't want hair in my coffee, and I don't want cat ass in my face in the morning. Nobody wants cat ass in their face.
You don't want it at night either.
And then when I throw the cat out of my room at night, it just stands there and stares at me like, how would you do this to me?
Yeah.
Like it stops and stares at you like, go fuck yourself. The cat's telling me to go fuck myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Anyhow,
This is why we're creating the podcast.
why? What?
What are we doing?
We're talking, we're discussing life on life's terms. What?
You know what's so funny to me? I hate to get political, but
Oh, here we go.
there's this thing that goes around like it's constant on social media that Kamala got the answers in advance.
The questions.
Or the questions in advance.
She probably did.
But it's so funny to me because where was the curveball in those questions? Like, you should already know the answers to all those questions.
No, there was
her
some
people. If they're not going through all those questions plus 100 more with her, they're not doing their job. It's like that's what preparing for debate is. It's like knowing what they're going to ask and answering the questions. It's like getting them in advance is like I don't even understand how that's helpful. It's not like they asked her, all of a sudden they're like, what would you do about immigration reform? That was it? What? I didn't know that was going to be a thing. Wait.
Yeah, but some of those questions you have to think and give the right answer.
And
in the spirit of the moment.
there was no question where you're like, oh, that's a weird question, and she just knew it. It's
Both of them didn't answer a lot of the questions.
but that's
circled
because they
around
get
them.
told the minute they go, when you're in Jeopardy. You don't know what to say. You start talking about
Divert.
whatever it is that you're good on and that she's not. And when they say the same to Kamala, when you're in a position where you don't know the answer, start talking about stuff that he's not good at. Call him weird, whatever
Why
it is.
was she wearing
like,
microphones in her ear?
I mean, I feel like that's been proven to be not true.
What, do you think those earrings were not microphones?
No.
Yeah, they were. They're exactly microphones. They showed you them.
You're getting weird into like.
I'm not getting
some
weird. I'm
Facebook
just
stuff.
going.
Okay, even if they were microphones, I don't have an issue with that either. I mean,
Yes.
even if Trump was wearing them, I'd be like, okay, fine. He should have an advisor. There
Not
should
during
be
a
people.
debate is a debate. You're not
The
supposed to
debate
get it.
is just like watching puppets.
If you were watching,
That's the whole point I'm trying to say is that they've already been advisors of art. You don't think they're in a room like going and this and
Of
this and
course.
this and this
if you were
for
watching
8 hours a day? Yes, they're being like
you were
told
watching-
what to say constantly. The fact that it's in her ear,
Okay.
which I don't believe is true.
it is true. If you were
Why
wa-
do you think that's true?
if you were watching,
They showed pictures of the earrings that are not microphones that you can just buy.
what are the odds that the ones that are microphones look exactly like the ones she was wearing?
But that's not true. Where did you see that?
All over the place.
No, that's just the right talking points.
If you were watching two comedians do roast battle, and every joke somebody runs up and whispers a fucking joke in their ear, and they say it, you go, "This isn't right." Yeah.
They're not my president. That the whole listen. I'm not going to get into it. I don't believe anything that any politician says.
Oh, okay.
I don't think that they're. I don't. I'm not. Listen, I'm not a crazy person. It's like you have to vote for someone, but
You can.
there's no part of me that believes that anybody's doing anything for the goodness of me or you.
No, they're
Doing it because billionaires are fucking paying them to do it. That's it. End of story. Done. It's like, it's crazy to think like that an earpiece would make any difference in the way that someone governed this country.
it
It
wouldn't.
doesn't. It doesn't make, and the truth of it is, do you think it really makes a difference if it's Trump or Kamala? No. Their policies are literally, the only big policy difference is the abortion stuff. And the rest of it is kind of like splitting hairs.
Well, you think immigration is not a big thing?
They're going to do what they're going to do with immigration anyway. You really think that the big money
conglomerate,
whatever, that they don't want illegal immigrants? They of course they do. They want illegal immigrants in this country so they can pay them nothing.
Yeah, to some extent, but
No
you
evidence
don't
of
want
earpiece. Right-wing influencer spreads false claim that Kamala Harris
Of
wore an
course,
earpiece.
that's the left writing that. What does it go to the right? They're
Okay,
both.
the only one that says she wore Bluetooth is the Hindustan Times.
Whatever.
No,
country-
no, those weren't transmitters in Kamala Harris's ears. I mean, Trump repeats false claim Harris used earpiece in debate. These are all like Forbes and stuff. Listen, I don't know. I don't believe any of those news outlets either. I just don't think any of it makes any difference. I really don't.
Well, I mean, it's crazy. 2 assassination attempts on Trump. Somebody on his. You can't even play golf without somebody shooting at you. Come on.
Well, don't say fucking crazy fucked up shit all the time.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
Everybody says crazy, fucked up shit.
I don't
should
know
be
what you
shot
want
at.
from me, but I mean, out of all people, I mean, he really gets under people's skin.
You don't think she gets on the other side's skin, or any of them? All of them gets under
There's
people's
no
skin.
possible way she could get under people's skin that much. She hasn't even she's done one debate.
Well, her policy, whatever. I'm not saying
What
she's right or wrong.
policy? I would love to know what policy.
I
I'd love
don't
to know
know.
what you were hearing during that debate. Like, what did you learn during that debate that you're like, okay, there you go, smoking gun. I'm voting for the other one.
Well, I learned
There's no.
they both avoided the questions pretty much when it
That's
came
what
to
they do. It's so crazy. There's no. There. There's nothing going on. It's go in, close your eyes, vote. It doesn't make any fucking difference. It just doesn't.
This country's nuts.
They got to do a whole like. You know what's going to help is when the floods come and everything just gets demolished and there's no Wi-Fi and everybody has to start planting their own gardens and just surviving at a fucking deep survival level. And then when it grows out, there might be a chance to make changes.
Fucking Yale University kids that were protesting blocked other kids from going to class. What's going on college campuses that, how come that wasn't brought up during the debate? Why are kids in this country?
Why didn't Trump bring it up?
I know, but the moderator
because nobody wants to bring it up because there's no clear answer. And
for that there is.
No, well,
on
they
college
can't.
Campuses. On college campuses,
they all need a certain vote in Michigan, and so they're not going to fuck around.
Yeah, I told you
they're going to be very careful about how they answer those questions.
But Yale,
they're not going to bring up what's going on college campuses.
Yale, they blocking kids from going to class. If I was a parent sending my kid to those schools, any of them, I wouldn't. There would be a lawsuit, a major lawsuit, that the school's not taking control. They're letting kids, they just want to go to class. They have nothing to do with what's going on in the Middle East. These are just students and other fucking students who are radicalized and just clearly fucking anti-Semitic are blocking Jewish kids from going to class. And that's crazy. It's crazy what's going on. And, and we have a young daughter who, thank God, does not get involved in that kind of shit. Her friends, it's just whatever. It just gets me fucking mad. That's why I stay off the internet now, so I don't get mad. You're right. You read this,
but they want you to be mad because then you're not like. I'm telling you, it's like everything about the way that we're socialized and whatever. I just sound like a crazy person, but it's like. It's meant to, it's like the less happy you are, the less you can make good decisions for yourself and advocate for yourself.
Anyhow.
So that's like a tactic. That's like a tool. Keep everybody fighting with everybody.
You're a tool.
Thank you. Anyway, this is my last podcast because I'm going to literally leave here and feel shame beyond
this was
measure.
A good podcast.
I know, but I'm going to be like, what was I don't even know what I'm talking about.
Well, that's true. But
I have no idea.
You don't.
I'm an idiot. And somebody's going to write me and be like, listen, it does matter who you vote for. And I'm going to be like, I know. I don't know why I was saying that.
It really does.
But it does feel like pointless a lot. Anyway.
We should start a fracking company.
We started watching Veep.
Frickin' Frack, we'll call it.
Do you like that show?
What, Veep?
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. I like any show that has to do with I used to love the
West Wing.
No, I never watched that. Madam Secretary.
Oh.
One because I really when I met her.
You wanted to fuck Tia Leone.
I don't want to fuck her. Making out would be good enough. But when I met her at that,
what would your game be?
With her?
Yeah, just being funny. I know you did kind of make her laugh
when I met her.
You met her.
Did I? I don't remember what I said.
Yeah, you.
I don't get
the wild thing with you is that for a few minutes a day you can act charming and appropriate, and it just coincided that day with when you met Tia Leone.
Here's the thing.
But I see women that they enjoy. They enjoy you, and you're like, I'm like, what's he doing? How is he hiding his real self?
Well,
you're not. Sometimes you come in, you're like. I'm like, please don't do that in public. You don't do that in public, do you? But I'm sure you do. Or you're eating where it sounds like you have false teeth and they're rattling around. And then you're taking a fork and you're scraping it off the fork. I mean, these are things if
oh really?
If I die and you have to go out into the dating world, you gotta keep me in your ear. You got to get those earrings so I can from
You
the great beyond be
fucking-
like,
She eats seaweed snacks. You could hear her chomping a mile away on seaweed snacks. How do you hear that? It's like she's
'cause
eating rocks.
they're, if you break them, they get all over the place. So you have to put them all in your mouth all at once.
It's the loudest eater on the. I hope you don't do that in public because people are gonna get.
Sometimes I eat in public and then later I think about it and I go, oh shit, what was I eating? Because sometimes I'll just be like talking with my mouth full and stuff. And then later I go, oh God, are they talking about how disgusting? So I was talking to people the other day that was like eating, but I was going this, and then another thing, da 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 da.
Well, what's her name? When I met her, what's her name?
Tia Leone. You should know that
Tia.
for when you go to try to fuck her.
First of all, her boyfriend is like some stunning fucking millionaire, whatever.
You're not a stunning fucking millionaire.
No, I'm not even a millionaire.
Guys, breakthrough.
So
Breakthrough.
I'm stunning
Because
but
he
I'm not a
okay, there we go. I thought for a second you might be like slightly self-deprecating.
No. Like we meet all kinds of people. I was kind of starstruck when I met her. I was like, oh my God. You know what I mean? And then you were in the bathroom with her. How lucky would you have been if you guys would have diddled each other? Like you could have said, I did.
Well, she was doing something with her undergarments and she goes, sorry, I just got to get this right. And I go, well, I'm not going to help. And she laughed. I didn't know who she was when I said it.
Really?
I thought it was a fucking weirdo.
Anyhow, so Veep, we've watched 4 episodes, right?
Mm-hmm.
What did we see last night? 2 and 2. It's okay. There's some funny parts. I haven't laughed out loud.
He
yet.
said that he hasn't laughed out loud at least once per show. You keep going, it's funny, but I'm not laughing.
Yeah, I know.
But every comedy we've ever watched, like sometimes we'll watch a comedy and he'll be laughing and laughing. And then a minute later, maybe not be a funny part, he'll be like, this isn't funny. He
First of
really
all,
expects it to be wall to wall.
I'm never laughing at anything.
You do. When we watched Bad Boys, there were parts where you were laughing out loud. When he was at the wedding.
What part?
I don't know, when he was giving the speech.
Oh.
It's pretty funny.
Well, we went to see Beetlejuice 2 or whatever.
Beetlejuice.
It wasn't that bad. Michael Keaton's great. He's such a good actor, man.
Mm-hmm.
He's so good. Best Batman. Remember the movie we watched that he directed years ago? I don't know the name of it, but
God.
But he's great.
It's a good lesson. Stay in your lane.
Be an actor, not a director.
I mean, well, because sometimes when actors direct, they want their performance. That's their most important thing. So they forget about everything. They don't care about anything else. So it's like a lot of times when actors direct, it's the character's too crazy, too wild, or it's like so slow and pensive. And that was the case in this one where you didn't know what was going on in the story, but there was lots of lingering shots of his face thinking or.
Well, Beetlejuice, it was okay. It wasn't bad. It's good to see that Winona Ryder's career is coming back from,
This is Rich. He goes, finally she's got something. This is him. He doesn't know things and then he like just speaks as though, I was like, she's been in Stranger Things for like the last 5 years or 6 years. I don't know how long it's been on. And he's like, what show is, he never has his glasses on. So he's always like,
Yeah.
what show is that? It's like talking to Mr. Magoo. It's like, he's like,
First of all, you don't even know Mr. Magoo. No, I just don't want to look at you.
They used to do Mr. Magoo previews before movies in my hometown.
What a dumb. That had to be the dumbest cartoon.
He drove me nuts. I would like,
Mr. Magoo,
I would
like-
leave my seat and go into the bathroom because I couldn't handle it. Because for those of you who don't know, Mr. Magoo couldn't see, and then he would just do a bunch of shit just barely making it through, like walking through traffic, or
what
he'd
was
like
that?
pet a car thinking it was a dog or whatever.
What
So
was
he'd be like walking down a tree.
They were just making
limb
fun of
and-
blind people.
Yeah,
almost.
but it would. I couldn't take it. I was.
What a dumb cartoon, Mr. Magoo. Like, what was the redeeming qualities? Didn't he have
I
a
don't
dog
know.
that saved his life every episode?
I never liked any movies where like
Movies, it was
like a
cartoon.
dog. I know, but any movie where things got out of control in a way, like if a dog came in and like wrecked a Christmas tree in the whole like living room, I couldn't handle it because I kept thinking somebody's got to clean it up. Yeah, it's not funny. So,
What the fuck are you talking about?
it would drive me nuts if things got completely destroyed in a comedy. I didn't like it. You never had that?
I don't know. I mean, comedies aren't
Like if somebody came
What
in with wet
comedies are
shoes on and started like flying around and like knocking everything over and knocking down bookshelves and stuff. To this day, I don't like it.
Oh, that's stupid.
I go, who's gonna clean that up?
Well, I don't say that. I'm going.
In my mind.
Well, you don't fucking write it on a chalkboard. Yeah, it's in your mind. But what comedy is really a comedy? I mean, they'll go 25 greatest comics of,
Oh God, this is a
yeah.
personal thing. You're now
No,
getting
no, put
into
like Bill Murray or something. They're not comics. Don't they disrespect comedy?
They go the 25 greatest comedians of all time.
And it'll put Kristen Wiig. She's
Right.
not a comic.
Right. Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah, what the fuck? You could go now.
Right.
It's such a disrespected fucking business.
All right, it really isn't.
It
Comedians
is.
make more money than anybody else on the planet right now. So just
Oh, really? You think they're making more fucking money than hedge fund fucking?
listen to me. There's never the high end of comedy right now is the highest it's ever been.
Yeah.
So it's not disrespected. Stop.
It is.
You're just being silly.
No, through writers and I'm not talking about fans.
You have to be very careful that there's something in us that wants to be a victim, and
No.
we look for ways in order to be. It's personal, and it's not. There's no victimization in being a comedian. It's literally the greatest job in the world. It's the easiest job in the world.
It's not the
and
easiest, but it's great. I'm definitely throughout history in the top 100 best comics.
Okay,
hands
so this
down.
is the whole point
Well, that's
of this rant.
that's
is what we're
in
getting
the
at.
I easily am in the top.
Okay,
100.
so you can know it in your own heart, and that's that. Good for you.
I want it on the internet. Top 100.
Okay.
I'm in the top 100.
Somebody make up a list and put Rich on the top.
No,
there we go. We're
I'm
done.
easily in the top 100.
It's done.
That's easy. You're in there for females. No, for comics. I don't even look at difference between male and female. I just look at comedy. I don't see gender.
Yeah. Not mine anyway. But that's my choice.
All right. Well, listen. This weekend I'm in Michigan, Chicago. I don't know. Go on the internet, find out where I'm at. Coming up in October, the Stress Factory. October 10th, 11th, and 12th. Stress Factory, New Jersey. RichVoss.com. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. We're going for lunch today. Yay.
I've been eating a little bit of too many carbs lately.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
All right.
Peace out. My Wife Hates Me podcast, hosted and created by Rich Voss and Bonnie McFarlane. Produced by Nick Collette. Find us wherever you get your podcasts.
This jackass Jew. Some people say that opposites attract, but this seems more like a suicide pact. He's totally sober, she's not that drunk. He's really old and she's got some spunk. He's totally holy as an asinine bomb, and she's just a little less dumb. She really hates him, it's really true. But somewhere deep down, she loves him too.